Hola amigos seguidores de Mister Online, nos encontramos en Valencia y una de las ventajas de tener a uno de los grandes músicos a nivel mundial esta tarde aquí en Valencia, sobra las palabras, o sea, con todos vosotros, señoras y señores, seguidores de Mister Online Brands TV, tenemos al señor Benny GREB. Hola Benny, ¿cómo estás?
Very good.
Benny, estás en plena gira de clinics por todo el mundo. ¿Qué es lo que vamos a ver esta noche?
It's going very well. I'm very happy about the audiences here and the interest in what I do. It's very humbling. And Meinl has done a great job. I can play all my favorite instruments, Sonar, Meinl, and Remo, Big Firth. So that's all great. And I will play two songs that I recorded from my solo albums. One of the brass band album, one of the new GREB for 2 album. I will usually do a long solo because it's a drum clinic.
Oh, fantastic!
And then I'll try to hopefully help the people that are there, answer questions, share some of my experience, and and then we have a good time.
Hay muchos bateristas, Benny, que han utilizado pues su habilidad muy enfocada a la pirotecnia. ¿Cómo haces para tener esa habilidad de enfocar la musicalidad dentro del concepto en tu manera de tocar?
I even don't think about it. I don't think that the pyrotechnics that are good in themselves. There can be contexts where it's amazing and it has a wonderful effect, but only because something is technically difficult doesn't mean that it's musically great or even is impressive. If you would say, for example, like, oh, because a car is very complicated, you will have the best time driving it. It's not true. Sometimes simple things are very effective. I think it's the same in music. And so I don't think like pyrotechnics, it's not good or bad. It has to fit the context and then it will be music.
Tienes mucha experiencia, Benny, en lo que son clinics, masterclass. ¿Cuáles crees que son los aspectos que pasan por alto los estudiantes, incluso la gente que está en el aprendizaje día a día, ¿no?
I mean, of course, everyone is different. It's hard to say that everyone does a certain thing, maybe, but I think education has changed a lot, and it's now through the internet there are certain things easier to teach, and those things will be the what to play. So stickings and certain warm-ups and certain exercises to do through a person-to-person teaching experience, how it used to be, or mostly be. There were these other subjects that I think are maybe more important, which are how to tell a story with your instrument and how to get a good sound and timing stuff and groove quality and so I think this might be a little bit underdeveloped right now. But I have other examples of a lot of young people that are great at those things. So it's tough for me to point out one thing, but this would be one development that I see.
Una de las cosas más importantes en la actividad artística es practicar para poder estar en forma. ¿Cuáles son tus consejos para sacar el máximo provecho a nuestra sesión de práctica? ¿Qué consejos de prácticas nos puedes dar?
That is one of my favorite subjects. First, I would say separate playing and practicing. If you put together playing and practicing, they poison each other. So keep practicing. Only practice the time you practice. And then stop practicing and then play. Have fun, don't criticize yourself, don't analyze, just play. And keep them separated. Both of them are important and none of them is more important or something, but they do very different things. I would have a timer. I would write down what you do. I know in the last 15 years what I did, on what day, in what tempo, and how long, and how I did, and stuff. And I would limit it to not too many things. I would maximum focus on 3 things over 3 months. Many people focus on 20 things in 1 week and then they get frustrated and they don't feel their progress, and then everyone gets frustrated, because if you invest a lot of work and a lot of time and you don't it's not provable for yourself that you have a lot of change going on, you run out of fuel, you run out of motivation. So focus on a couple of things only and do those, dig deep, and then you will reap big rewards, and that will keep it going very, very nicely. And I have to say that I'm writing a book right now about effective practicing. And there will be some very practical tips and a whole system actually, how to structure your practice time and how to write your practice journal and why it works, how it works. So please look out for that one. It's going to be great.
Otra cualidad importante es el tempo interno de cada músico que tenemos. En este caso, ¿qué rutinas recomiendas para mejorar? ¿Qué consejos darías para mejorar y trabajar el reloj interno, el tempo?
Yes. I would say it's mainly three things. The first one is pulse, being aware of the pulse while you play your things. What we most of the time do is we focus on what we play and we don't feel that quarter note pulse. So can you, for example, sing a quarter note pulse through what you're playing? So chit, 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 whatever. So you don't get like thrown off and chit, 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 you know, but you are able to focus on a quarter note pulse, then you're way more likely to be able to practice to a click. The second is subdivision. Is subdivision really even, or does it get squashed every once in a while? And are you cool with all the notes of the subdivision? For some people, the second 16th, they don't like that very much, right? So if they have chit, 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 they want to have it chit, chit. So if you want to have that there, you will always crush that subdivision a little bit. It will always change like the flow a little bit. So be aware of the pulse while you're playing what you're playing. Second, be comfortable with all of the subdivision and train that. And third, practice to hold tempo. One of the best exercises for holding tempo is a gap click. So you have click, 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 and you then have to play to that. So you have to hold the tempo and be back, and then you can do that over 2 bars, over 4 bars, over 8 bars, and then you feel whether, or you hear whether you got faster or slower, and you can train that. And more on that, I have to say, I did a great DVD which is called The Art and Science of Groove, which is 3 hours of only tips about time, tempo, subdivision and stuff like that. So if you haven't already, please check it out. It's very good.
¿Qué planes tienes, Benny, en el futuro cercano, en un futuro cercano?
Tomorrow I will move to Spain. I will just no, I will no, but I will finish this tour. I will then have a tour with moving parts in Russia. And then I will have a couple of tours over the year. I will go back to the US for 2 weeks. I will have 2 more drum camps this year in Germany. And I want to finish this book this year. So in the summer I will try to get away into a forest or something and just be able to finish this book, hopefully. And in the far future we will definitely not far future, but next year we will tour a little bit more with my band. I recorded 2 albums that still have to come out. Maybe this year as well. So I have we have a moving parts album finished, and I have recorded a great duo project with Gary Husband. Gary Husband on keyboard and me on drums. It's an amazing project that I'm very proud of, and I'm very honored that Gary agreed to improvise with me. It's the only band, and it's a duo, but it's the only band where I'm not the best drummer in the band. Like, Gary Husband is amazing, and I hope I can also release this, hopefully this year. So that's some of the things.
Muchas gracias, Benny, por estar en Mr. Online, mucha suerte en todos tus proyectos y gracias por esta entrevista.
Big pleasure. Thank you guys. Thanks for following me, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you, man.
Thank you.